Hello aspirants, welcome back to Simply Current Affairs. This is Mohanapriya. As a part of the ongoing Hitlist series, I will be contributing to some geography related topics. So without any delay, let us get into the topic of discussion. As you can see, there are two images in front of you. Okay, so this is image 1 and this is image 2. In both the images, there is a commonality. You can see two large water bodies being connected by a narrow strip of water. So as you can see here, there is a narrow strip of water which is connecting the Mediterranean Sea with the North Atlantic Ocean. And here you can see a very thin strip of water which is connecting the Mediterranean Sea with the Red Sea. However, this first image, this narrow strip of water is called as the Strait of Gibraltar. Whereas in the second image, this narrow strip of water is called as the Suez Canal. Now my question to you is, both are narrow strips of water connecting two large water bodies. But in that case, why is the first image, the narrow water body, is called as the Strait of Gibraltar, and the second image, the narrow strip of water body, is called as the canal, Suez Canal? Have you ever wondered why? Now let us try to understand the answers for the same. So, the topic of discussion for today will be strait versus canal. Now, what is a strait? Strait is a narrow strip of water body which connects two large water body. So here you can see there are two large water bodies, and here there is a thin strip of water body which is connecting these two. So such a geographical feature is what we call as strait. Okay. So now we are going to understand how the straits are formed. The straits can be formed due to two major reasons. First is the tectonic activities which results in drifting of continents. So, in the first image, we were discussing about the Strait of Gibraltar, right? It is found between the European continent and African continent. So, as we all know, tectonic activities, that is the movement of plates, is what results in drifting of continents. Now, assume there were two continents which were initially connected to each other, maybe through a narrow strip of landmass which was connecting them. Now, over the years, there could have been a divergent plate boundary which has resulted in the continents drifting apart from each other. Then what will happen? So, assume there is a water body here. Okay, there is a water body here. Now, when these continents are going to move apart from each other, there is going to be chances of these two water bodies getting connected by a narrow strip of water. So, this is one way in which straits are formed. There is another way in which strait can be formed. So, this was due to tectonic movements of plates, right? The second way in which strait can be formed is due to tidal or wave action which can result in erosion of landmass. So, in the same case, let us assume instead of the tectonic activities, say assume there are two pieces of landmass which were initially connected to each other by a narrow strip of land. Now, there is, over the years, they are constantly facing wave action and tidal action on both the sides, and gradually the landmass here gets eroded, resulting in overflowing of water from one water body to the other water body, resulting in a narrow strip of water. So, this is another way in which strait can be formed. So, as you can see, straits can be formed. Straits are natural geographical features which gets formed either because of tectonic movement of plates, or it can be due to the tidal or wave action. Now, let us try to understand the difference between canal and strait. So, as we have mentioned earlier, strait is a naturally formed geographical feature. Now, assume there are two pieces of continents again, and instead of a natural phenomenon, if assume humans are going to create an artificial pathway to connect two large water bodies. It can be for multiple reasons, say for easing the transportation, to enhance trade in a particular region. So assume if earlier there was assume there was a blockade here, and the ships had to earlier, if they have to cross this region, they have to take this entire U-turn and move here. Instead, now, if humans are going to cut through this narrow strip of land and create an artificial waterway, then what is going to happen? The distance the ship has to travel is going to be reduced by half. There's going to be saving of time, right? So such artificially created waterways, okay, such artificially created waterways is what we call as canals. So canals are not natural features, they are artificial waterways which are created by human activity. So it is created by a human activity. So hope you've understood the difference between strait and canal. Now let us look at few examples of straits across the world. So we have the very famous Park Strait, which connects the two large water bodies, that is the Bay of Bengal region along with the Indian Ocean. And then you have the Strait of Malacca, which connects the Andaman Sea with the South China Sea. And we will also be discussing about very important straits which has been in news in the upcoming videos. And here are few examples of major canals. So we've already discussed about the Suez Canal, right? So the Suez Canal connects the Mediterranean Sea with the Red Sea. Another important canal is the Panama Canal. The Panama Canal connects the Pacific Ocean with the Caribbean Sea. And all these Panama Canal, Suez Canal, here we have the Kiel Canal, which is found in Germany, connecting the North Sea with Baltic Sea. And there's another important canal known as the Erie Canal, which is found in the US region, which connects the Hudson River with the Great Lakes of America. So all these canals, Suez Canal, the Panama Canal, the Kiel Canal, the Erie Canal, all these are man-made creatures, all these are man-made features. So now, I hope you've understood the difference between straits and canals. So let us meet in another interesting video soon. Thank you.